Hello, my beautifuls, lovelies, amazings, and wonderfuls. Yes, you know your name, and I am Maggie. Thank you for joining me on my channel as we continue to do our nice slow crawl through this wonderful book by Dr. Wayne Dyer called Excuses Be Gone. And what we are working on is how to change lifelong self-defeating habits, thinking thinking habits. Okay, and we are currently in part one, identifying and removing habitual thinking. Okay, we're on chapter 3, your excuse catalog. And last time he said he's going to talk to us about the 18 excuses that he's most commonly seen. So right now you're going to hit like, subscribe, and leave your positive comments. I so appreciate you being here, and I appreciate your support. Okay, so this subtitle, we're in a catalog of some common excuses. So number one, and when we're going through this, I want you to think, whatever I encounter in myself that is an excuse, I'm willing to let it go, or I let it go. You know, either, because if you're not quite there to let it go, be willing. Just be willing to let it go. And then it will go. It will actually move from willing to going. So excuses be gone. Here we come. Number one, it will be difficult. Well, this may seem like a supportable reason. It's clearly an excuse designed to discourage you. If you're honest about yourself, about the difficulty you're experiencing with addiction, obesity, depression, shyness, low self-esteem, loneliness, or any other life aspect, you've recognized the useless suffering you're hanging on to. Okay, so wait, I'm going to read that one more time. If you're honest with yourself about the difficulty you're experiencing with addiction, obesity, depression, shyness, low self-esteem, loneliness, or whatever, or any other life aspect, you'll recognize the useless suffering you're hanging on to. So that's youthless suffering. But sometimes that can make you feel comfortable if you're used to that. And that's why we need to make choices, because we don't like that, but we need to make choices to move upward and onward. So if it's going to be difficult anyway, why not opt for some useful suffering? Still, so the useful suffering, like for instance, is being brave, stepping out, creating your YouTube channel, sitting in this chair each day, taking that risk and teaching to improve my skill set and to help and serve. So you're gonna useful suffering. And I'm not saying this is suffering, but I am saying there's an aspect to it where I have to challenge myself and push myself past the excuses. Still, the fact is that you have absolutely no incontrovertible evidence that what you like to change is actually going to be challenging. So is it really challenging for me to sit in this chair, to do these videos, to post on YouTube? We can challenge that. It is just as likely to be easy for you to change your thinking as it is to be hard. Okay, so, right, we can think okay, so what's that saying? Whatever you think, a man becomes. But if you think it's going to be hard, it will be, right? Okay, so we think it's going to be easy, guys. Whatever you're working on, it's going to be easy. Excuses be gone. So decades ago, when I decided to give up smoking, for example, I used excuses be gone beliefs. It was encouraging for me to realize how much more difficult it was to smoke than to not smoke. The smoker part of me always had to have a pack of cigarettes and an ashtray within each reach, carry matches or lighters, dispose of ashes, and deal with smelly fingers and stained teeth, earn money to pay for this disgusting habit, be careful exhaling noxious fumes, cough up nicotine residue from my lungs, buy lighter fluid and flints, and on and on. The truth was that continuing to smoke was the real difficulty, and changing my habit involved one simple thing: not smoking. or sitting in this chair, making the time, posting the YouTube channel, my work, my play, getting out here and improving my skill set till I can teach live, until I can hold retreats, until I can package a course, till I can have, 100,000 million subscribers, right? I'm building and developing myself. It could be just as easy to sit in the corner and be anxious and fearful of what others will think or how it will go. So let's challenge ourselves. This is true for virtually all of your habits. The belief that they're going to be hard to change is only a belief. Making something difficult in your mind before you ever undertake the effort is an excuse. Nothing in the world is difficult for those who set their mind to it, as an ancient Taoist master concluded. Okay, that's beautiful. So we want whatever is in your way, whatever is the challenge that you want to change. There's no judgment on smokers or no judgment on me coming up, teaching, working on my YouTube channel. I have to improve and learn every day. No judgment there, whatever your challenge is, but we're going to break through that. And we're going to tell ourselves today, it's going to be easy. There will be great ease and flow with my new YouTube channel. There will be great ease and flow with quitting smoking. There will be great ease and flow moving from one job to another. Okay, excuse number 2. It's going to be risky. Again, this may seem a good reason, but if you convince yourself that something involves more risk than you're capable of assuming or have the strength for, this is a poor excuse for not taking action. So, like I've always talked about spectrum-wise, if you're coming out of difficult circumstances, abuse, trauma, a medical condition, something that's kind of, programmed you in a negative way or might have taken out your confidence, this is an excuse you're really going to want to hit on, because the premise underneath it's going to be too risky is basically it keeps you in prison and it keeps you from taking action. And if you don't take action, nothing changes. So we're going to slow, steady crawl ourselves out of some of us are running out of situations, other of us are slow, steady crawls. Whatever it is, I encourage you, keep going. So what is questionable here is your ability to choose your belief about the drawbacks of this endeavor. Over the years, countless people have thanked me for taking so many risks and speaking out about what I believe so fervently. I'm always taken aback by such expressions of gratitude. I've never assumed that I was being courageous by speaking my mind. Even if my opinions and statements were certain to be perceived as offensive by a large number of people, the idea that being myself and also being willing to express my own truth involved taking a chance, that never occurred to me. So it never occurred to him by being himself, he was taking a chance. Very brave. I think many of us can, depending on your situation, you might have some things, but again, we're going to push through that excuse. I don't believe you can ever be 100% certain that something will be risk-free. Holding back in silence out of fear of retribution or criticism could actually be the most hazardous behavior. So do you hear that? This is the thing. If we get caught up in this excuse of it being too risky, we don't take action and we stay in fear, which can, keep you in a state of that's even not making any changes, and that's even more hazardous. So speaking from the heart doesn't always mean critical fallout. After all, about 99% of the time, the feedback I receive is positive and heartwarming. The fear involved in anticipating a risk simply serves to keep you from taking action. So, right, we're going to move through this one because you need to take action on your goals, dreams, and service. When you convince yourself that it's your job to avoid taking chances, you can continue your familiar habit. If you're accustomed to playing it safe, By attempting to please everyone you encounter, then you're a victim of your own excuse making. So we do not want to become people pleasers. The locus of control goes outside, and now you begin tap dancing to other people's idea of what your life should be. Now, we've talked about this before. I'm all about the Common Sense Show, that we are moving towards higher order values. So in no sense is this a license to go out and do things that you know are not higher order values. We know in our hearts what is right and wrong. But we do not want to stay in habitual patterns if this is going to keep you in a victim mode, or it's going to keep you from doing your higher order values. So the point is that if you fear the opinions of others, or if you fear failure or success, then anything you think or do will involve some risk. But if you're willing to, doing nothing, guys, involves risk, right? Like I've said before, making no choice is a choice. So like taking no risk is a major risk. If you know, because you have a higher calling. Many of us, if you're on the grind right now and you're taking that 30 days of anomalous action with Renee Garcia and the reality transurfing, you're jumping into actions on your goals and dreams, you're on it. You're on that journey of 1,000 miles, 10,000 miles, you're in them stepping. But if you're frozen in fear and criticism and the opinions of others, we need to get you up and moving. So you need to be willing to live from your conviction and fulfill your destiny. Then what others perceive as taking chances are simply the way you choose to elevate your life. Oh, I'm so excited to hear about what you all will be doing to elevate your lives. Even if you do believe that changing the way you think will involve risk, so what? The peace that you feel because you ignore the worry of a risk is far greater than staying stuck in a belief that is really only an excuse. As the writer Logan Pearsall Smith once noted, what is more mortifying than to feel that you have missed the plum for want of courage to shake the tree? So guys, we're gonna shake the tree and get those plums, okay? And I just want to say, like, if you're here, I'm just telling you, I know that you have a higher calling, and I think you know it too. So I know a lot of you are doing wonderful things now, but there's might be that little thing you've been ignoring, that little something that you want to be that makes you fully alive, like me doing this. I just want to say, don't let these excuses hold you in these pens. Go full out, like take the risks. Okay, so today we covered excuses be gone. It will be difficult. No, we're going to take it to it'll be easy. And it's going to be risky. Nope, we're going to take the risk, because not taking the risk is the risk. All right. And now you're going to hit like and subscribe and leave your positive comments. I would love to hear how this book is serving you. I thank you so much for your time. I really, really enjoy. And whenever you get this video, there's a field that develops when we get together. And we're all helping each other get a step up. So, excuses be gonzo. I love gonzo, but excuses be gone. Okay, and now you know what's next. Peace in, peace out.